sounds like a little 6-year-old singing. So, yeah, I'll make sure it's not on. If it is, it just adds to the atmosphere. Pretty sure you do. Could you be with me? Brendan will be in the middle. Because Brendan's like the page boy and everything in between. Now I need to meet Ian. 21. I did. I think it's over 21.
No, I think it's what? Because I'm like, I'm so like that.
No, that's not surprise. You got a rest.
Oh, you're good at it. I just kept hitting him.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that was mine. So that's, almost. Technically, almost. People wait to mention his start guy, but then you just have to. Almost a guy. His face. Yeah. That's fine. I'm sorry.
Seriously, my name's cold. Little starlet from college wearing skirts and leggings.
here today as we join Vicky-Rae and Robert in the marriage. It's our joy to witness and celebrate their wedding in a rich celebration, sustained as we are in the mysterious power of all creation, whose core is love. Vicky-Rae and Robert come here today as two individuals seeking to become one in marriage. By choosing to marry, you do not lose your individuality, but instead enter into a promise of a new life, united by your love. And we, your family and friends, have gathered here to share in your joy and to ask the infinite power in creation to bless you. We hold that marriage is a gift, sealed by a tender, lasting, sacred covenant. A moment of silence. Love has gathered us here today to witness the joining of Vicky-Rae and Robert. Had those gone before us been here today, they would have been incredibly proud to be celebrating this marriage with us. Still, we feel their presence with us, as they surround us with their spirit and shower us with their love. It is in their memory that we now light this candle.
Who light the candle? Shall I come down and do it? Robert?
I'm not going to
Take time. We've got all the time in the world.
He will light it.
Let us all bow our heads for a brief moment of reflection to acknowledge their presence here with us. The marriage of Vicky-Rae and Robert brings together two different clans and their two unique storylines. Today, a new chapter in their life begins to unfold. Although this relationship was formed out of the love these two have for each other, their marriage will ultimately be blessed by the support of their families and friends. So at this time, I formally ask for that blessing. All of you here present on this day, they ask that you be more than only friends and family and honoured guests. You will recognise this special union as well, welcoming the marriage of the bride and groom. If so, please say we will.
We will.
Thank you. We'll now begin the marriage rites. I, Fiona King, civil marriage celebrant, and do your grant by law to solemnise this, your marriage according to the laws of Australia. Before you enter into marriage in my presence, and in the presence of these witnesses, I'm bound to remind you publicly of the solemn, serious and binding nature of the relationship you're about to enter. Marriage according to Australian law is the union of two people to the exclusion of all others voluntarily entered into for life.
Okay, so I'm going to take a little step down. Alright, I'm just going to win where I am for a biscuit. I'll stand here for the moment.
Vicky-Rae and Robert have chosen to perform a hand fasting as part of their wedding ceremony today. You may be asking, what's a hand fasting? Good question. Hand fasting is an ancient Scottish custom used long before there were legalities to marriage, and before marriages were performed in churches or synagogues. There was a time when to be seen in public holding hands was a sign that a couple was exclusive to one another, and the hand fasting ceremony is built around that holding of hands. During the hand fasting, the couple hold hands, and their hands are symbolically tied together as they say their vows. If you're a fan of movies, Princess Bride, or Braveheart, or the Game of Thrones, and Outlander, I'm a fan of all of them, they all have hand fastings. It might be said that the act of hand fasting inspired the terms bonds of holy matrimony and tie the knot. Hand fasting is part of the marriage celebration in pagan religions, where the couple leaves hands to form an infinity circle, symbolising the entirety of the universe as represented in their relationship. With that in mind, bride and groom, please join hands in the infinity circle. Know now, before you go further, that since your lives have crossed in this life, you have formed ties that bind between you. As you seek to enter this state of matrimony, you should strive to make real the ideals that give meaning to both this ceremony and the institution of marriage. With full awareness, know that within this circle you are not only declaring your intent to be handfasted before your friends and family, but you speak that intent to something greater, to the mystical power of love itself. The promises made today and the ties that bind are greatly strengthening your union. They will cross the years and lives of each other's souls calling. I now ask you both, do you seek to enter into this ceremony where you will make a commitment to each other to live together as husband and wife?
We do.
They do.
No, I feel like I'm a person. Yeah, thanks. That's all. We're going to do this part without Mark. You are holding hands today during this ceremony to symbolise the physical joining in a spiritual covenant. Remember that marriage itself is an active engagement. You will, at some point, have to get your hands dirty. Working at it, with that in mind, remember that these are the hands that will passionately love you and cherish you through the years for a lifetime of happiness. These are the hands that will countless times wipe the tears from your eyes, tears of sorrow and tears of joy. These are the hands that will comfort you in yours and hold you when fear or grief racks your mind. These are the hands that will hold you tight as you struggle through difficult times. These are the hands that will give you support and encourage you to chase your dreams. Together, everything you wish for can be realised. Today we use this ribbon to symbolise the binding of promises. This ribbon which we are using today is Robert's clan Raritate, symbolising welcoming Vicky-Rae from her clan, Vicky-Rae, to giving his name to her, his family and his clans as well. First thing I'm going to do is straight over.
The couple will now exchange vows. Robert, please repeat after me. I, Robert William Reed,
I, Robert William Reed,
in the name of the Spirit of God,
in the name of the Spirit of God
that resides within us all,
that resides within us all,
by the life that courses within my blood,
by the life that courses within my blood,
and the love that resides in my heart,
and the love that resides within my heart.
take thee, Vicky-Rae, Bernadette, Cracken, Rennie, Take thee, Vicky-Rae, Bernadette,
Yep, take thee, Vicky-Rae Bernadette,
McCracken, Rennie, Clark.
McCracken Renier Clark,
Great, well done. To my hand,
to my hand,
my heart,
my heart,
and my spirit,
and my spirit,
to be my wedded wife,
to be my wedded wife,
to desire thee and be desired by thee,
to desire thee and be desired by thee,
without sin or shame,
without sin or shame.
for naught can exist
For naught can exist
in the purity of my love for thee.
in the purity of my love for thee.
I promise
I promise
to love thee wholly
to love thee wholly
and completely,
and completely,
without restraint,
without restraint,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
in plenty and in poverty,
in plenty and in poverty,
and in life and beyond,
and life beyond,
where we will meet,
where we will meet,
remember,
remember,
and love again.
and to love again.
I will not seek to change thee in any way.
I will not seek to change thee in any way.
I will respect thee,
I will respect thee,
thy beliefs,
thy beliefs,
thy people,
thy people,
and thy ways,
and thy ways,
as I respect myself.
as I respect myself.
Ye are blood of my blood.
Oh, was it? Oh, wait, was it? Oh, oh.
Ye are blood.
Ye blood of my blood,
And bone of my bone.
and bone of my bone.
I give ye my body,
I give ye my body,
that we two might be one.
that we two might be one.
I give ye my spirit,
I give ye my spirit,
till our life will be done.
till our life will be done.
And so it always is. Vicky, please repeat after me. I, Vicky-Rae, did the bread of vinegar. In the name of the Spirit of God, that resides in us all, by the life that courses in my blood, and the love that resides in my heart, take thee, Robert William Reed, to my hand, my heart, and my spirit, to be my wedded husband, to desire thee, and be desired by thee, without sin or shame, for naught can exist in the purity of my love for thee. I promise to love thee wholly and completely, without restraint, in sickness and in health, in plenty and in poverty, in this life and beyond, when we will meet, remember, and love again. I will not seek to change thee in any way. I will respect thee, thy beliefs, thy people, and thy ways, as I respect myself. Ye are blood of my blood, bone of bone. I give you my body, that we two might be one. I give you my spirit, till our life will be done. The knots of this binding are not formed by this cord, but instead by your vows, eager every member of the cord. For as always, you hold in your hands the making or breaking of this union.
And so the bond is made. I'm just going to hold this up for the circle.
Okay, it's action time. Today we will use this sword to symbolize the swearing of oaths. Someone go get a sword.
Come on down, for the price is right.
Now we're all going to bless the rings. In this moment, let us all bring our blessing to these rings, so that they may remain symbols of unity and commitment. Grant that the love which Vicky-Rae and Robert have for each other now may always be as unending as these rings. Let us take a moment and send our prayers, our thoughts and our love to these rings, so that as they wear them, they will carry our love with them as well. Vicky-Rae and Robert, as you wear these rings throughout your marriage and your lives, may they remind you of the love you share within each other.
All right, so now come back up and take us forward. Now you do. Give Robert the little ring. Okay, that's great. Okay, Vicky, which one's your ring?
Any one of them.
Oh, really? Wow,
Yeah,
that's
this is
fantastic.
twine.
This is the first for me.
This is twine, yeah.
Okay, just pick a ring.
Yeah.
Okay, Brendan, out of there for two. Oh, okay, right. Okay, give Brendan a clap. He was awesome. Okay, I'm heading over here. Who's going first?
Ladies first.
Oh, ladies first, fine. Okay. All right, so two. Hold their hands together. Get your hand ready, beautiful. I'll get his hand ready because Vicky, you're going first. That's it. Okay, we're good.
Vicky, please repeat after me. With this ring I thee wed,
With this ring, I gave wed.
let it ever be a symbol of my love.
Let ever be a symbol of my love.
That's what we want.
Okay. You ready, Robert? Are you okay for me to stay here?
Yep.
Okay.
Robert, please repeat after me.
Yep.
With this ring I thee wed,
With this ring I thee wed.
let it ever be a symbol of my love.
Let it ever be a symbol of my love.
Now you can have a drink, guys. Vicky-Rae and Robert would now like to take this time to toast their new life together. It is a tradition in Scotland to toast their friendship and love with crash. This small pewter cup, which you'll see that, this small silver cup has two handles symbolising love and partnership. Beautiful. As you both hold this cup,
So, yeah, pick it up. Yeah. Where's the fire wardens here? Oh, that's right.
okay, as you both hold this cup, I'm not, let's just hear it. Oh, no. Yeah, just take a little breather.
Get a few good photos of that. Okay.
Brilliant presentation. Look at this game.
Beautiful.
Okay, Brendan, so you might as well go stand right behind them for not too much.
Not your usual
Not
serve.
Not usual serve, just a symbolic serve.
All the years, the one time she got it right tonight. It's beautiful. Love it.
What's a nice fresh bottle?
It's a very respectful, yes.
Just go over it.
Those been sitting there 2 years.
Sorry, puppies. Like it's certainly down.
Just a bit.
Oh, geez, 2 years too long, isn't it?
Oh my God.
Oh, God bless.
Just before a small serve.
Not the usual.
There we go. Beautiful. Okay, thank you, Brendan. You've done your job.
One drink or two.
Okay, so, as you both hold this cup, reflect on how your love for each other makes you stronger. Your marriage today is a partnership which prepares you for the challenges and triumphs life will bring you. Vicky-Rae, as you drink from this cup, know that you have a husband to have and to hold. Please take a drink from the cash. Robert, as you drink from this cup, know that you have a wife to love and to cherish. Please take a drink from the cash. That's the way.
I'm a lightweight. I'm a very
As you
lightweight.
have shared from this cup, you have promised to share all that the future may bring. And may the sweetness that life brings be all the sweeter because you have drunk from this crash together. You can have a kiss. Okay, we're going to sign the documents. Let's make this legal.
Hey, look at this man. Look at this man.
Put your hand around her and that's right.
We're not going to know now. Stop
Only a couple can seal this promise of marriage to each other. And only a couple can bind it. No power vested in me by the state can grant me the authority to declare what only these two can declare in their hearts, and what only these two souls can make real. And so now, inasmuch as you, Robert, and you, Vicky-Rae, have announced the truths that are already written in your hearts, and have witnessed the same in the presence of these, your family and friends, we observe joyfully that you are now husband and wife. So, without further ado, I present to you as a married couple, Mr. and Mrs. Reed. Excellent, and congratulations.
Yeah, that's huge. My laptop, don't you worry.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I could please have your attention, I do hope that you all enjoyed your entrees. It is time to start with the speeches, and the first speaker tonight is our maid of honour. Please welcome Georgia to the microphone. Big round of applause for Georgia.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring that one.
important at the end. Good evening, everybody. For those of you who don't know me already, I'm a friend of Vicky's. My name is Georgia, and I'm the maid of honour. To start off with, I'd like to give a quick word of thanks to all the staff at the venues who've made today run beautifully smoothly. God knows that Vicky and Rob deserve it. Now, usually around now, the maid of honour has some funny anecdote about how she met the bride. Unfortunately, our story isn't quite so cheerful. It's not funny, there's no laughter. But I will say this, the very first day I met Vicky, I saw the absolute best of her. She saw me at my worst, and I saw her at her best. You hear all these stories about extroverts who adopt an introvert. I never really think it's going to happen. Well, it happened. The day I realised I'd been adopted by an extrovert, Vicky turned up to uni with a birthday present for me. How many weeks into our friendship? And proceeded to take great joy in my cooing over the duckies on the rabbit bed. And now she knows my greatest weakness. Over the past few years, I've learned that Vicky is equal parts the toughest and hardest of women. Yeah. And at the same time, the softest and most delicate of hearts. Yeah. She's the kind of person that will willingly talk a complete stranger out of a panic attack. The kind of woman who will tell you in no uncertain terms, when you need a kick in the pants, to put on your big girl panties and do what needs doing. She and I have seen the best and the worst of each other. She is my person. She is who I go to when things are good, and she is who I go to when things are absolutely awful. She's my person. And Rob, dear
Rob.
I'm certain, absolute certainty, he knows exactly what is coming. If he fails to take care of my person,
Sorry, Georgia.
Maybe not the best idea.
She doesn't need that.
Yeah.
Good point. Hands. I grew up with brothers.
Yeah.
Both of them taller than me.
Oh,
I'm sure. Right? Now, I do, however, suspect very strongly that the decision to let Rob look after my person is the right decision. When I saw his face as Vicky came around the corner in the church, I don't think I've seen more adoration in the face of another human being than I saw in that moment. And all the little bits of anxiety, those little bits of fears that my person wasn't going to be looked after, they disappeared for a minute. I have watched Vicky throughout our whole relationship. I knew Vicky before Rob, and I have watched her grow in confidence, and I have watched her grow into herself. I have seen her smile more, breathe easier post-Rob. Since everything came together, Vicky has been more of herself, and that tells me that this is a good idea. I'm confident, Rob, trusting you with my best friend, with my person. I know you will protect her kindness and her softness, and I know you will keep the steel in her from bending when things are hard. you will be her person. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to propose a toast to Vicky and Rob. I wish you a life, one of love, laughter, and few tears. May you grow old and creaky together.
Ladies and gentlemen, please thank Georgia. Georgia, because somebody's obviously on the same frequency on the microphone to put in the stride. And I'm thinking it's much better that somebody did that in a wedding where there's 30 or 40 people than 400. So thank you very much. Our next speaker tonight is the mate of honour. Got to label him perfectly. Please welcome Brendan to the microphone.
How you going, guys? My name's Brendan Parks. Well, I have to be very formally introduced because we're in a nice place, so we're going to try and be nice. Vicky. Being right here, like just standing in this situation, it's not real. I don't believe it. For me, seeing you happy, I mean, you've been my rock in like for the past 6 years. You've looked after my family, you've looked after me, and you've done so much for the community, and a lot of people do understand this. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be the person I am today, and I promise you, I wouldn't be here today. So I just want to say to you, right, and of course you, Rob, this is my best friend. No, this is my mum, man, if it comes down to it. Listen, here's a speech man here. Am I speaking? I'm speaking.
The hospital said I was dead.
Yes, but I have met Vic in the past, and I have never seen her more happy. Genuinely. I cried at the first part, okay? And then she walked in. I didn't want to believe it. I'm looking at her, I'm like, that's not her. No, that's not her. She's wearing it, and she's walking in the realization of Brendan's happening, and I had the honour to walk her up. It's a lot. And I think you understand what that means. Like, I mean, not being, and I understand like in that position of being not being a father in a sense, but being that person that you believe. I can never experience a day ever again. I mean, this is one of the best days of my life, and I promise you this will be the best time of your life. You've got a beautiful man that understands you, and you understand him. Yes, they have their quarrels, but that's a relationship. You've got to have it though. And these two are very entwined. I wanted to make it funny today, Vic, but unfortunately this is real. And I love you, Vic. No, look at me. You are the reason, and you deserve everything right now. So I'll raise a toast to everybody right now. Raise a toast to the best people in the world, and to the best people in the beginning. Happy marriage, Mel. You're welcome. Always welcome. Thank you guys for that. Thank you very much.
Maid of honour. Now, the best man. Please welcome Stephen to the microphone.
Stephen says that tape. Not true.
No, I'm not judging that, you know. Yeah. But look,
Well done.
there's a few typos in this I've seen, but I'll do my best.
Well done. Thank you.
Alright. Hey guys. Alright, look. No, look, this is bad. Look, Rob, before I do this, I've got a confession to make.
Yes. Good confession.
Juicy stuff.
Oh, lovely.
The other day, I was at a Foot Locker store, and
I love you.
I saw a pair of Nikes that I took home.
Oh no! You did it!
I bought a pair of Nikes.
Oh no!
They look so good, and but here's the problem, guys. Here's the problem, and you know this all too well, Rob. They offered no support. And support is what you guys give each other, and that's what this wedding's about.
Take the answer to that one.
Literally, you know, Rob, he does not like Nikes. He does not like
Hey,
Nikes.
Dave, you taught me that one.
Although he wears Target shoes.
Oh, yeah, well, each their own.
That's bougie. Go
I know.
That's right. Give me them colours.
But look, guys, I've known Rob for a long time. I watched him care for his dad all through the last years of his life.
Oh, wow.
I saw him lose his father, and I know there was a lot of pain there. And with that, Rob did struggle to reconnect for a bit of time. I saw him push a few people away just because it was a bit tough for him. I think he was afraid to open his heart and have it hurt again. But when you guys met, the fear disappeared. You guys were straight to each other. It was support straight away. It was a perfect fit. To you, yeah, perfect fit. That was another paediatric pun. Yeah, this is my problem. I spelled it podiatric.
Yeah.
But look, it wasn't because of the sad values or morals or passions. It was because of the support. No matter what they are, who they are, the support's there. Rob has always been someone to know, or claim to know, a bit about everything.
Yeah.
And he'll keep you informed too. You know, having a conversation with him can feel like talking to, you know, Amazon Alexa. Or
Yeah.
you know. But the thing is, Vicky, you're able to call him out on occasionally.
Oh, I love it. It's the best.
And the thing is, when that happens, you'll have a laugh about it. You know, you won't attack each other. You'll have a laugh, and you'll be able to move on. You know, that's one of Rob's favourite things about you, Vicky, is you've got your dogmatic principles. You know, and with that, you know, when you're passionate about a cause or a belief, you stand for it and you stand strong. And you know, I think we all think that's fantastic. But I think that's one of Rob's favourite qualities in you, you know? Because what you stand for is people and equality, and it's beautiful. It's a gift to this world, and Rob's blessed to be a part of us. And I think for you, it's the same sort of thing. It's his support for what you go for. You know, he supports you no matter what you're going for. You know, and we all know Rob, he likes to run in every direction at once.
Yes, that's
you
for sure.
And he likes to have a base and everything, and you know, build his Amazon Alexa database. And at the moment, Vicky, you've opened so many doors for him, student support and everything, and you're working together in it. You know, it's amazing.
That's a good job.
Individually, you guys have your own challenges, but together you stand as one. And that's the most amazing thing about you guys. You know. You always come back together and support each other, and again, the paediatric pun, the fit into it.
Close enough.
Close, yes.
Near enough.
How many sips of this have I had?
Not enough.
So congratulations, you guys, and here's to the lovely life ahead.
Oh, beautiful. Cheers.
Congratulations.
Oh, lovely.
The TAFE stories are available later on near the whiskey bar. If you
I like it.
We won't tell everybody in front of everybody, but
Thank
we
you.
will tell you. So, just leave it later on for
I
that.
appreciate it. No, I'm joking.
Now,
Wasn't there when they need to go up the lab?
You just told us.
Rob, so there might be some TAFE stories as part of the next speech, because it's now time for our bride and our groom to stand up together.
Oh, okay.
Round of applause.
Whoa!
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you all for being here today, especially since many of you knew that I'll probably be saying a few words, so thanks for sticking time. First of all, I just wanted to set the record straight. I understand that there was a little bit of a bet going as to whether or not Rob will cry when he saw me walk down the aisle.
That was context.
He did have tears in his eyes, but that's because, as a son of an accountant, he didn't have to watch our budget anymore.
Yeah. Yes.
So where do I start with Rob?
Oh.
He's kind, intelligent, gorgeous, charming.
Oh wow.
Sure.
I can't wait till I see your writing, so you're going to do me a writing.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Wondering, so let's just get it out of the way.
You do it.
Yes, he's been kill checked. And as far as I know, everything's working wonderful.
Ooh. I love you. These are bad cuts in the background.
Now, Obviously, at some point, I should probably mention a few more things about Rob and the man that I'm married today. What can I tell you about Rob? He's terrific. Couldn't tell you all the things that he's done over the many years, but he's up to
Yeah, you gotta do it.
22 years ago today, you asked a 15-year-old me, through tears, to be your girlfriend, and I made an oath to you that I'll always be there for you through the good, the bad, and the ridiculous. All of it. I also remember you walking me home that very same afternoon and scaring the living shit out of me. Because she didn't have any idea what was going on. Whilst things didn't work out as we envisioned back then for reasons beyond our control, today, for our friends and family, we reaffirm that same oath. As I pledge to you to be your shield wall when things become too much. I pledge that I'll always love and honour you, as I have done both near and afar for many years. Asking me to obey, though?
No! That's the problem!
My cousin can get you defense.
I promise to support your hopes, dreams, and aspirations, as frivolous as they may seem. As much as they scare the shit out of me sometimes. But I promise to put the size 9 boot firmly up your ass.
Oh, yes. Oh. Oh, you got
Whenever things daily don't get reality.
Oh.
I promise to just deal with it. When you take the necessary steps to take care of me, and when you go on about pharmacology for hours on it. I also want to say a few words to my father-in-law who's here today. You one old man. For those that didn't know, I had the pleasure of knowing Chris during my teenage years, and while he treated me like even a daughter back then, like he was adamant that he would get me into the Anglican church.
Oh,
right.
I bet he didn't think though that I'll be stealing the family name in the pussy.
you know!
How do you know it wasn't his plan all along?
I will tell.
To my maid of honour, Georgia, thank you for your support and help during the planning to this very moment. Even if it was very obvious, but we were incapable of pushing each other's buttons. We couldn't push one in that elevator. Brendan, what can I say, bruv?
Oh,
Come a long way, baby.
Long.
Way. Like, I knew Brendan when he was 14, 15, something like that.
Aww.
So I've seen him from a wee little thing that was afraid of his own shadow.
Every day.
And talking to people on the phone. I used to have to give you a script.
A little bit.
And now he's outspoken as he is now. Doing sale of the century with my rings in the chapel.
I know, right?
Our best man, Steve. Thank you for everything, Bella. I appreciate everything that you do. For both myself and Rob.
Always here.
I'm here, there.
Love bridesmaid Kelly.
Yeah, I know.
You know everything that we've been through, but absolutely everything. And
Yeah.
it's been a lot to get to this moment.
Run up there.
So, thank you. So, I'm just going to raise a toast before I pass over to Rob. Here's to a long life and a merry one, a quick death and an easy one,
Yeah.
an honest one,
Yeah?
Yeah.
a stiff whiskey and another one.
Yeah! That's it. Yeah, Robbie, your turn.
Yeah.
What have you got? Kiss!
Everyone is meant to do.
Oh, this is a great video. Enjoy
as you can probably tell.
Yeah.
You didn't even have half a shot at the chapel.
I had a shot.
You had a shot?
I had a shot.
But hey, it looked good.
It did,
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Except for the 10 minutes after where you were like,
Yeah, I was kind of burnt my throat to hell.
Yeah.
Okay. There is someone here I'm going to thank today before anyone else for actually getting me and Vic together. Susan.
Oh, thank you, Susan. Yeah.
Good way.
Now, we know when we all go to high school, we always pass notes, so I go Susan notes saying, can you pass that chick out for me?
No, yeah, the standards would be, yeah, of course.
I was a gentleman.
Yeah, gentlemen, yes.
Besides, before that, I spent 4 years at a boys' school, so
Oh.
I didn't know how to talk to people. I was scared of it.
Yes.
And if you know Vic, that's something scary. But I don't remember the crying part, being the guy I am.
Oh, look at you heard.
Now, I've never cried in my life.
Yes, I know.
Incredible. It's
I know.
Yeah, hey Siva.
I know, no.
contacts.
Okay.
That's on contacts and like.
Yeah, contacts, it was.
Yeah.
Contacts.
Yeah.
Definitely
Yeah.
contacts.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did, yes, I said.
Sorry.
I did remember taking you home.
Ah,
And
yeah,
I think
yeah.
the first thing your mother asked me was, is Vicky pregnant? And I said, no, I kind of don't believe in sex before marriage. She
Oh,
goes,
wow.
are you sure? Then she goes,
Then why are you here?
she asked me a more interesting question. She goes, are you just going out with Vic to show people you need to be with a job?
Oh!
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I've had too many drinks, so the true story's coming out.
Yeah.
But Vic is right. After that, we did have our separate ways because,
Real shit, Rob. Come on.
unfortunately, my dad became sick for about 20 odd years.
I know, I love you, bro.
You'll be in 2 minutes. I'm actually talking for once.
Yeah.
But Vic and I basically went to hell back in those 20 years. And when did we catch up again? It was about
About 4 years ago.
2017 or something. Wasn't it?
Yeah, that one.
I was outside the school and she told me she had to eat healthy, so I wrote her a note and said, his prescription, eat effing vegetables.
Stealing my planner.
Yeah.
I drew a picture of a carrot.
Warriors don't eat rabbit food.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
why I drew a carrot. She hasn't had a carrot since.
Yeah, I can imagine.
There's like,
So,
Come on.
so yeah, we caught up about 4 years ago, and we're still going through very bad relationships then. Then I remember, all I remember from the 20th of, I think it was the 20th of January 2019, apparently I gave Vic an ultimatum.
Yep.
So I can't remember for life of me what it was.
Convenient.
No, I just came up with sepsis infection, heavy antibiotics, and something else.
He was high as a kite in a hurricane.
Yeah.
I was that high, you wouldn't have known who I was.
Definitely Vicky.
Yeah.
This background, I love them. Thank God.
But apparently
You're the OG
it's
here.
true today,
Yep.
I think.
Yep,
I
you
hope.
did.
Because I said, I've got an idea. What I said in that ultimatum was, ditch the idiot we're with and marry this idiot.
You and.
It was something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was basically, oh, would you leave your ex-husband for me? And I was like, give me till September, and then talk to
And
me.
that dinner was done. I promise you.
Good night.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
No, I actually said I needed the answer in the next 10 minutes or so.
Oh.
Something like that.
Yeah, I didn't have time to even think about it. It's like, yep, you got 10 minutes.
Schedule.
That's like Rob.
I thought,
Yeah.
you know, being the same account, 10 minutes is long enough for any business.
Yeah. Very.
So we kind of sealed the deal. Well, we closed the deal. Haven't sealed it just yet. So
Yeah.
Cheers
Heavy
to
and
that.
drunk.
Yeah.
But did thank Steve. I've known Steve. Got what 11?
Yeah.
No, since
12 years.
2009.
Yeah, 12 years, man.
So it'd be 12 years.
Yeah.
Without Steve, I wouldn't have got. I probably wouldn't have been here tonight.
Oh.
Because when my dad was really sick, I remember one time my dad had a stroke, and anyone who knows me knows I love science.
Yes.
Yeah.
Knows that science beats anything, especially psychology, Steve. it's the good, not the dark side.
Not the dark side.
Science of the mind.
But there was one point where I actually stopped believing in science because of what was happening with my dad, and Steve actually got me back on track to the light side of the Force.
Still not a Jedi. Still not a Jedi.
Hey, I've got the sword. Just doesn't light up.
Work in progress, Vic.
Hey,
Seal the deal.
Seal the deal, that's
in
it.
about 2 hours.
Too long.
So, but yeah, Steve's basically his family.
Thank you.
So, ever need a shot of the cryo or just, get drunk, but you still owe me a coffee as well. Always here. Brendan. What can I say about Brendan? I have wanted to smack his head in a few times. I still, there's been times where, Brendan, you've been an absolute brat.
Brendan, get in a bit.
Boom, boom. Oh, yeah, I'm on the
I
shot.
didn't bang on the door, I just walked in the room and said, get up. I live next door. But, no, Brendan's been there for a thick and thin. I can't thank you enough for what you've done to me. Because without your help, I doubt she'll be here now. And I still remember the time the hospital wrote on your actual release form, I was your father. So I can
I'm
actually
not joking, it was real. This is your father. I'm like, oh my goodness.
I am your father.
I am your father. Yes!
Georgie?
You're about one of the only people who gets away with calling me that, you know that, right? Yeah.
Oh.
There's about 3 people in the world who's allowed to do it.
Yeah, but George is
I called you Georgie this morning.
It's also a state. And, it's like New Jersey. About Georgie, again, Vic wouldn't be here. And I can't thank you enough. And also, I got someone to talk music with.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't talk music with Vic because she listens to
We listen to
weird
real
stuff.
music. No.
Define real music. Sunshine?
And define it if I wanted to. No.
Music.
Mozart, classical.
Excuse me. All music is real music. It's just a matter of understanding.
Rammstein's in.
Deep.
Very deep right there.
So,
Yeah, Rammstein's in.
yeah, I don't know what else I'm going to say in my speech because, I've had a few more drinks. I've had 2.
That's fine.
Let's raise the
I've had
glass.
3. Oh, yeah, raise it off.
Raise the glass.
Beautiful wife to be, we're meant to be. Woo! That's right.
That's my mum water.
Speech.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the speeches. The main course will be coming out soon.
Beautiful.
And after that, we'll be cutting this beautiful cake. And we'll be dancing to some real music, whether or not
Yes!
That's
it. No.
So, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your main course.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, which is Rule number 1 of MC is have a microphone that's working.
Yes.
Hopefully it continues working. Rule number 2 is check with the bride how many speeches we're going to have before we do it. So there was a speech that wasn't on my list. Doesn't mean it wasn't important. Our bridesmaid Kelly has a speech. So a big round of applause. She seems to have thought that she got away without doing the speech, but she has not. We found her and we're bringing her some microphones.
Yeah, we hit everything once. It was like 40 minutes.
You're just like,
My job comes,
That's right. You go.
Yeah, thank you. Who was it? It was you that dropped me in.
I remembered, okay?
Alright, so hi everyone. I'm Kelly. I'm Vicky's friend and now Rob's friend / I'll be watching you.
Check me out, show you, mate. Work-wise.
It's so funny.
yeah, that just made it.
Alright, so it's an honour to be here today with you all for the very long anticipated wedding of Vicky and Rob. I know it's been a long time coming. I discovered today that it was 22 years to the day, which is why it's on a Tuesday and I've got the day off work. So thank you so much. And finally, here we are with this magnificent bride and her groom celebrating a match made in history. So, yes.
That's it.
Well done.
I'd like to start off by thanking Vicky and Rob for asking me and my family, who are just down there, keep an eye on those 3 boys because they're quite suspicious.
Oh,
Big beads in his hair. Yeah.
Let me forward.
Oh yes, always. Thanks, Rob. It's a privilege to be a bridesmaid today beside this beautiful couple and to share these special duties with our gorgeous maid of honour. Maid of honour and glamour and sexiness, I should say. I've only met this, everyone, yeah, to share these special duties with you. I'm losing my face. Everyone here, you all go to uni together, so you probably have already met Georgia. But if you haven't, make sure you acquaint yourself with Georgie. I called you Georgie twice this morning.
How many people get away with that? You're
Well,
very lucky.
Yeah, oh my goodness, yes.
Oh, we've only met twice.
Are you kidding? I thought you guys were best friends. Oh my god! Wow! Wow, there you go. There you go.
Heaven.
Yeah, so I've only met this vivacious woman twice. But Vicky obviously has great taste in friends. I'm living proof of that.
Yes! Yes.
But take it from me, Hairspray has nothing on Georgia. Every conversation seems to turn into a live impromptu theatrical musical. Right, spoil your eyes. So cool. Boys, I've decided I like boys in skirts.
Yeah.
Backwards and sideways.
Sorry. No.
Vicky and I met one cold winter night more than 6 years ago through my business, and it was a night I'll never forget. Everybody I noticed has said everything that I've got to say in this speech, so that's why I was hiding.
Yeah, saying the honest.
No, so it was a night I'll never ever forget. The Vicky I met that night 6 years ago was quiet as a mouse, politely asking for not much at all, and seeming like someone who constantly sits in the shade of others, really never wanting to be seen. That night was so unforgettable because to me, when I really looked at Vic, despite her seat in the shadows, I felt like I was sitting across from this Viking warrior queen, trying to remain undercover until the village raid. I kept waiting for someone to yell out, Valhalla! And jump out from behind their fearless leader with swords blazing, ready for the spoils of their conquests. But no, there was no raiding, no looting, not even pillaging on that night.
Not yet.
Not yet?
Oh yeah.
I could feel warrior queen energy oozing out of Vicky, as I'm sure we all can now, and often wanted to jump out of my chair myself and start the battle all on my own, but that probably would have looked a little too random and weird even for me. I knew this Vicky for a number of years, puzzled about this inner Valkyrie, the queen that kept neatly beneath those dark, dark eyes of hers. How could someone with so much fight, passion, and ambition not be screaming towards the battlefield of life every day? Oh, getting emotional.
Oh, don't. I'm the tea bearer. I've got you.
In my business, with the team building exercise that I do some mornings, I have my team start the day doing a thing called soul gazing. It's really cool. Soul gazing is when you stand face to face with somebody and you take their hands, unless it's COVID and you don't touch each other. And you stand and you look and stare deeply into their eyes, very intently, with the intention to go beyond their eyes and deep into their soul. And you hold that gaze for at least a minute. It's very uncomfortable for the first 10 seconds and then something just happens. It's a magical thing. Without fail, this exercise ends up in tears and hugs and a renewed sense of deep connections. And I've actually solved lots of conflict in the workplace just with a soul gazing exercise because you connect as a human. It's a beautiful experience to feel like that. and to know that you've been seen for who you really are. The energy shifts immediately once everyone has spent a minute seeking the soul of another. And this is why I hold so much gratitude for you, Rob. Said fuck in a speech.
Oh, you're there.
I lost the bet.
You did.
That living in the shadows part of Vic was finally seen. By you walking back into her life, I think you've known much longer than I have that part of Vicky that had been tucked away. And as only a soulmate can do, you saw the warrior queen. And out of the shadows, she gradually stepped. I watched this glorious woman over the last 2 or 3 years bloom and explode and launch into life with her own spotlight. Thanks to you. I'm watching you.
Oh yeah.
The woman I've been excited to see all these years, crashing into life with a vengeance. I know I don't know you as well as I do Vicky-Rae, but I'm sure this year has done the same for you as I've just heard. Only a soulmate's can. It's been such an honour to share this journey of life with you, Vic. And now also with God, permanently at your side. It's mind-blowing being spectator to the transformation of these two wonderful and most deserving human beings. So thank you both for allowing me into your lives, and to you, Vicky, for your relentless drive to make your mark on this world of ours. You're an inspiration, and calling you my friend is a gift I treasure immensely. Merry wedding day, lovebirds. I'd like to raise a toast and cheers to enduring lifelong love and your happily ever after. Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Lovely. That was really good. Really good.
Ladies and gentlemen, please thank Kelly. I believe we have one last speech.
Oh my god.
Oh!
Oh wow.
Auntie Mel, if you'd like to come up.
Oh!
Beautiful.
Oh, lovely.
Big round of applause.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, first of all, congratulations to you both. It's been wonderful to sit here with your friends and hear your journey. I've been that kind.
Oh, I'm a TV, I've got
And your ceremony was amazing, like really, really amazing. So amazing. I went home and changed my dress. I thought, I can do something targets like that. And your speeches from your friend, it's like, I was telling my husband, it's like I'm sitting in a theatre or something. This is amazing. But now here we are, Auntie Mel and Uncle Charlie, that's my husband over there. So we get to share a little bit of our story. And we're here with our other whānau here as well. And so our story goes way back. When you were only, I can't even remember. Yeah. You and your beautiful sisters, and the youngest of those children, sisters at that age is Bonnie, and she was 8 months old. And my husband and I had the privilege to look after these little babies, these little children.
Lovely.
To give their mum a break. And as through the journey of life, we got to have them in our home. We have 5 children of our own. And our children are wondering, who the heck are these kids? Don't worry, just shift over, share the kite. That's the relationship we have with this beautiful young lady. And like I said, to give mum a break is the road, and I'm sure, and I haven't seen Vicky for a long, long time, and we reconnected. Must have been about the same time you came into the scene, right? I was listening to the story and I was thinking, that's about the same time we reconnected. But we truly had the privilege to care for Vicky and her sisters when they were little. And she was, every now and then would say, well, since we reconnected, she would say, oh, bye Mel, Auntie Mel, used to love the food, the meals we had when we came to your place. You know, all we did was open our home for these beautiful girls and share what we had with them. And years later, we reconnected. And then I heard the stories about you going on and then to uni and then doing all this amazing stuff, incredible stuff. And I and Charlie, Uncle Charlie, were beaming with pride as if you were our child. And I know that the journey still continues. The challenges still continue with your whānau. But you are surrounded by people that love you. I have felt that, I have seen that, I have heard that in the talks today. And we too are blessed to have had you in our life. So when these two, when we reconnected, she brings her boyfriend along. Run a community centre. We start packing, you know, you two start packing hampers with me and our community, for the community. And I would watch, I don't know if you were, so there's lots of people watching you here, mate. And Uncle Charlie, watch out. Yeah,
we're all watching you, Robbie.
We're always watching.
But during the hampers, I would watch this young lady and think about when she was 8 or 9, potting around our house with her sisters and her little baby sister Bonnie. She was watching over them then, as I know you're still watching over them today. I'm grateful for the love that you two share and have with each other. You deserve happiness. You deserve that happiness. And there was one thing we were both sort of saying, because Vicky always addresses us in our language, like fire, Mal, and, you know, matua. And we were just saying, hey, we were just saying, hang on, is she Māori?
Yeah,
and we were trying to figure out, well, we're just trying to figure out, we've never ever asked, so which part of the connection is with New Zealand? Is
actually my grandfather my great grandfather on my dad's side.
Oh, and, well, there you go. There's
and he's also the king as well. So.
Oh, there you go. That's the genealogy right there. Now we call it whakapapa. I'm not swearing. It's called whakapapa. It's the genealogy. But even though that very small connection that it may not be small to her, the respect that we as Māori feel when you address us like that is huge, huge. And we thank you for that. Yeah. So anyway, that's me. I think your wedding has been freaking awesome. I went home and I was telling our children, I said, and they've got these cool things. It was awesome, and then I said you were ringing the bell, and we walked out and we saw the car, that London
yeah.
It was just so wonderful, and here we are in the space here, and you can feel the wairua, the spirit of the love that your friends have for you, the love that you have for each other, and the spirit, we feel it here. And thank you for having us. And as Māoris, of course, we got to sing a waiata. What's a waiata? Come on up, you 2, 3.
Because if I remember it, I'll jump in. If I remember, I'll jump in. Oh, no. I'll try and remember it. I can say I remember it. Oh, kick, wani,
Katara wahi,
kero, amu, kamate, hote,
Well, ladies and gentlemen, just like all the speeches, that was absolutely fantastic. I'm not going to say much more except for enjoy your main course. We'll do it a little bit later. Thank you.